If you're tuning in now, just give us a few moments to get some people together. Here.
Are you live?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm here. Come on, people. Come on. Oh, I think it's stopping. Hello? I think it's working.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, just waiting for people to join.
So I think everyone is watching that old feed, the thing that we scheduled. But it's not working like that.
Oh, Jeff's in. I see Jeff. Hey, Jeff. We're gonna wait just a few more minutes so some others can join, okay? Hi, Daniel.
I think Daniel is watching too.
My husband's watching too. We've got 2 viewers now.
There's actually 5.
Any more, Boo Boo?
We are at 5, I think.
A 5. All right, we'll wait till 6:05. Jeff, did you get some good food in today? I know it's Sunday, but there's no excuses.
There's 7.
Whoever's joining, say hello, give me a thumbs up, let me know you're there, and we'll get started as soon as we can, okay? Excellent treats, Jeff. Hey, you want to bring some to the studio? Just, little sample. I'll be counting on it. Wednesday. All right. Let's see.
I'm here at 10.
Okay. I'm going to start with the intro. You ready? Okay, so all of my 10 viewers and everybody else listening, thanks for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you don't know this face, I am Nina Yuri, and I am the co-owner of For You Fitness. I am also the creator of all the yummy recipes that you see popping up in your feed. Yep, that's me. I'm obsessed with food. And I am also the host of our newest podcast. And we are trying to get this podcast out there so that we can provide you with science-based information, helpful tips, and tools to get you results in the long run. And one of those things that we're going to discuss today is going to be all about dining out restaurant style. This subject is relative to all of us because life happens and it's going to eventually lead us into a restaurant. If you're human, you're going to end up in a restaurant at one time or another. I see someone chiming in from Hungary. Hello, Andrea. Whether it's a date night, a girls' night, a men's night, a family function, a birthday, whatever it is, or if you just don't feel like cooking, you're going to end up at a restaurant. So my purpose today is to help you understand how to prepare for that situation and how to order, what to order, little tips and tricks. And if you've already done damage over the weekend, meaning this past weekend, how can you recover from that episode? So let's get to it. Before we start, please understand that I am not a doctor, nor am I a dietitian. The information I provide to you is based on my personal experience, my higher education in the studies of exercise and sport and science, and my experience as a fitness specialist for the past 12 plus years. Any recommendations or commentary I make about exercise, nutrition, supplements, or lifestyle, or any information that I provide to you in person or on our website should be discussed with your physician because every individual is different. Also, the information that you receive in our emails, in our posts, and for our programs and services should not take the place of professional medical advice. So, on that serious note, let me introduce you to our special guest, me. Hi. And we're going to get started, okay? So please chime in with your questions. I will try to get to as many of them as I can during the segment. And if I can't get to you during, then I'm going to message you personally and respond to those questions. Hey, Miss Norma, I see you joined. All right, so how to prepare for outings, aka restaurants. I'm going to tell you this. You're going to need to look at the menu ahead of time. Well, how do you do that? Well, menus are actually available online, on Google, on your phone, on Yelp. You can access those menus before you even go to that place. So if you know something on that menu is going to set you off and you know it's going to be a trigger for you, how about you say no to that restaurant and choose another one? Just avoid that place and avoid that temptation. Easy, easy. Number two, let's take into consideration what you had previously that day. So if you planned ahead and you were a good girl or good boy, and you had a light lunch, say a green salad, solid protein, and some healthy fats like avocado, I'd say you're good to go for an entree with a big hunk of meat and a side of vegetables, maybe a little bit of brown rice. You're good to go. Now, if you know you ate heavy earlier that day, it would be wise to keep that next meal at that restaurant a lot lighter and cleaner, and I'm going to show you how to, or I'm going to tell you how to do that later on. So if it's a training day, meaning you worked out that day, consider eating a little bit more protein before you head out because it is highly likely that a restaurant will not serve you enough food, meaning protein. They're probably only going to give you about a handful, maybe 3 to 4 ounces. Maybe you'll get a 5-ounce piece of salmon, but don't rely on them to give you 6 to 10 ounces of meat unless you're going to Outback and you're going to pay for that amount of meat. So how do you do that? Meaning eat ahead. Let's say hi Miss Nancy, have a protein shake before you go. Or if you don't want to shake, how about you try rolling up some nitrate-free turkey roll-ups, stuff some avocado, a little bit of mayo in there, or even have some whole eggs. The last thing that you want to do is go to the restaurant hungry. That is a big no-no, because guess what? Anything that comes right in your point of view, you're gonna want it and you're gonna eat it. No bueno, no bueno. So avoid that by eating beforehand. Yes, eat beforehand. Also, think about the number of times that you've already eaten out during the week. And if you know that you've already dined out twice, you've gone through a drive-thru 3 times, do you really think that you should be eating out again? If you have to second guess yourself, I highly suggest that you get your butt home and cook a home-cooked meal, because you have too much processed junk sitting in your belly. You don't need any more. Okay, sorry. Okay, so everybody get that so far? Yes, we're good to go? All right, so we're gonna move on to how to order at a restaurant. And we're gonna start with the absolute basics. Normally, chain restaurants are going to pile your plates with refined carbs so that they keep their costs low and they keep you coming back from ordering more food. It's just what they do. And your plates are always going to be so imbalanced and carb heavy, and you're going to feel obligated to eat all of it. And why? Because you're paying for it. You don't want money to go wasted, so you're going to eat it all. And also, with those carbs on your plate, a majority of them are going to be refined, and that means that they're not going to have that satiating and fullness effect as would a protein or a fat would. So you're not going to get that I'm full signal to your belly, so you're going to keep coming back for more, and you're going to overindulge easily. So to combat that, let's start with eliminating the refined starches. Well, what is the refined starches? Okay, think the color white. And we're going to start with saying bye-bye to the white bread, the white rice, the white pasta, and the white potatoes. Okay, so that's rice, bread, potatoes, and what else would I say? Pasta. Yes, anything white. Well, that's a majority of what they have on the menu, right? So what do you order instead? Depending on if you earn those carbs. So when I talk about earning those carbs, I mean you had an awesome workout, you trained full body, it's a carb day for you. Let's look for, and you can ask for, hey Miss Arena, let's ask the waiter if they've got brown rice on the menu. Do they have quinoa? Do they have a brown rice pasta? Do they have some type of couscous? Do they have a whole grain pasta? Anything besides a white rice or pasta or starch is gonna work better in your favor. But if it's a rest day and you truly did no physical activity, then I'd say you want to swap that refined starch for a steamed vegetable or even a side salad. So again, swap the refined white items, pasta, rice, bread, for a whole grain or a brown rice item. Or if it was a rest day, go ahead and try to swap it out for a steamed vegetable or a side salad. We all got that? Yes, I see you, Arena. Okay, so you can also make this so much easier on yourself if you tell the waiter, hey bud, can you not bring the bread? I know that's insane, and especially if you go to Cooper Sock and they've got the pretzel bread, I know, but do yourself a favor and ask them not to bring the table side bread. If it's in front of you, you're likely going to eat it unless you know you can practice, you have a self-restraint. Very few of us can do that. So say to the waiter, thank you kindly, but I don't need the bread. They'll be fine with it, not bringing extra bread. And so out of sight, out of mind. You have saved so many calories, and you have saved your gut a lot of inflammation there by not indulging in that bread. So let's try that one, okay? All right, so I'm gonna ask for you guys to participate a little bit. I wanna see all of those little red faces chime in and click that red face button if you feel like you have to explain yourself to the people around you because you are choosing to make healthy choices at a restaurant. And you know, you get hassled by these people. Why are you getting a salad? And why are you ordering brown rice? And why you're not eating the bread? Well, why not? I mean, come on, guys. Like, some people are just never going to understand your own personal journey, and it's unfortunate. So it really does suck having to explain yourself and why you don't want to eat crap carbs and why you like to order salads and why you like vegetables. But to make things less complicated for you and for them, just say, I have a gluten allergy and I will get sick, so that's it. I have to avoid gluten at all costs. It's a little white lie that won't hurt anyone. It'll save you some time too. So, all right, if we are gonna go ahead and stick to a low carb meal at a restaurant, say we swapped the white potatoes for a vegetable, it's kind of highly likely that you're not going to be fully satisfied with that meal. Why? Because it ain't going to have any fat on it. Yep. So let's start by adding some healthy fat to it. And when I say healthy fat, I'm referring to healthy fats like avocado, grass-fed butter, olive oil, and you may not see those things on the menu, or nor will you get them at a chain restaurant just because it just costs too much for them to keep them handy. And so they're likely going to serve you vegetable oil or margarine, which is those two things we do not want on our plate. So what I've done and what I've seen other people do is that I actually travel with my own little container of olive oil, small little container, seal proof, okay, make sure you got a good seal on it, airtight container. And yes, it may sound unorthodox because you're carrying around this container of olive oil, but why the hell not? I want my food to taste good, especially if I'm paying for it outside of my own house. So, and also, if I'm gonna get a salad and I'm already taking off the croutons and cheese and this, I still want it to taste good, and it costs $15 for that, I'm gonna bring my own olive oil, whatever it be. And I actually have a couple of clients that do this little trick. Number one, Miss Kimberly Wilson, if she's tuning in later, I'll give you a shout out. Miss Kimberly will bring her own Bragg's liquid aminos to her, I'd say, sushi restaurant of choice, so that she doesn't have to indulge in the soy sauce that they have there, the GMO soy sauce. So she'll carry around her Bragg's liquid aminos. I love that girl. My client Joy, I love you, Joy. She will travel with a little container of peanut butter. Why? Because her pancakes, her whole grain pancakes need some fat to them. So why the hell not? These girls are super smart because they're planning ahead. You can do these things. The waiter doesn't have to see you do this, but oh well, trust me, there are people out there like us doing this, okay? You don't have to feel bad for it. So trust me when I say adding a little bit of fat to your meal is going to go a long way, and it's just going to help you feel more satisfied and satiated. All right, so Thanks guys for listening. We're still doing good, right? Okay, moving on to if you're gonna order salads or entrees, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna come with a type of sauce or condiment. And a lot of these sauces will be both high in sugar and high in fat, or just high in sugar and also containing gluten and flour, things that we don't need in our bodies. So if you are unsure of what is in that sauce, ask the server. Ask the server, hey, do you mind telling me what's in this sauce? Can you find out for me? He may not know, she may not know, so they may need to ask the manager. The manager should know what's in the sauce, okay? So I highly suggest that you ask what's in it, because why, when it comes to your health, why do you not want to know what other people are putting on your plate? why do you not want to know what other people are serving you? These are random people that you don't know, so why don't you put your health first, okay? So solution to these entrees and salads with these heavy dressings is, number one, ask for vinegar, whether it's a plain rice vinegar or a balsamic vinegar. That's 0 calorie and it's good for the gut. Ask for lemons or even salt and pepper. Lemon will go such a long way on a salad, like really. Or you can simply ask for your dressing on the side. This is kind of a must-do habit because you can save yourself hundreds and hundreds of calories just by having that dressing on the side and drenched all over your food. You can't even taste your food anymore. The dressing is what carries a majority of the calories in the dish because it's high in fat and sugar. So just put it on the side. No harm done there. All right, moving on to beverages. If you guys have questions, please chime in. I'm here to answer any questions you got. Drinks. Well, it's so easy to order fun drinks, cocktails, beer, sweet tea, Cokes, lemonade, whatever you name it, when you're out with friends, because everybody's doing it, so why not? And you don't want to, of course, be the oddball. But guess what? You're an adult and you can make your own decisions and your own healthy choices. It's okay. So save yourself a massive headache the next morning by ordering water, Perrier, club soda, maybe some unsweetened tea, or even coffee. Why not? Hi, Miss Patty. You want to choose your drinks wisely because you don't know how many calories you can consume in those fun little cocktails. So if it's a cocktail that you desire, let's say you try a vodka soda with lime, so that's vodka and club soda with lime, or even a vodka and a diet tonic with lime, or even if you are a wine drinker like myself, a red wine like a Pinot Noir or a Cabernet Sauvignon would be great. I would also highly recommend that you peruse their lighter or skinny menu. And case in point, I'm going to ask for your participation here. How many calories do you think are in a classic margarita? Say a margarita from On the Border. What do you think? I'm going to throw out a number and you're probably going to be like, what? No way. Yeah. But if you've MyFitnessPal, you know exactly what I'm going to throw out there. A classic margarita, 18 ounces, is going to have 450 calories. Out of that 450 calories, there are 56 grams of sugar. That is the total amount that you're recommended within a 2 days span. 2 days of sugar in one cocktail. Yeah, oh my God, that's right, Patty. It's insane. And do you even feel good after? No, you don't. It may feel good going down, but it leaves you dehydrated with a headache and 450 calories heavier just from the margarita. And you aren't even taking into consideration what you're eating on top of that margarita. So just keep in mind, you've got to choose those drinks carefully. You've got to set boundaries when it comes to drinks. You can easily set yourself back hundreds of calories just with the beverage. Alcohol will always lower our inhibitions and will leave us feeling like, screw it, it's just one more drink, or I'll just work it off tomorrow. Yeah, we've all said it, we've all done it. It is what it is, but spare yourself, again, the headache and the remorse and the regret of just drinking too much. And again, if you've had 2 margaritas, guess what? You've already consumed your daily calories for the day. You're done. Yeah, you're not going to starve the rest of the night. So good luck with that one. So again, just set boundaries with alcohol. Got it? Awesome, Patty. I see you quit. You're saving yourself so much headache and you're saving your gut and your adrenals. You're doing great. Awesome job, Patty. All right, so moving on to one of our favorite topics, dessert. Dun dun dun. Dessert is the Achilles heel for a lot of us, myself included. I'm a sweet tooth person, and I can't tell you why, but it is so normal for us to finish our meals with dessert. Let's top off what we had, gobs and pasta and whatever else, and then we still need to have dessert. Why? Because it's normal, and that's what society just does. Eat, and eat some more. But stop for 5 seconds and think, am I really still hungry? How about you also stop and drink water after that meal to see if you're still hungry? I guarantee you will not be hungry. I mean, you'll want dessert, but it doesn't mean your body's hungry, that it needs food. You're done. You're toast. So if you're not hungry, then why are we still choosing to eat dessert? Probably because it's fun and it tastes good, yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to give you some remedies for that, okay? So while your other friends and family are chowing down and getting down on some donut covered or chocolate covered whatnot, why don't you ask for maybe an herbal tea or a decaf coffee or just another club soda by itself. You don't have to participate. Yes, you may feel like, God, I'm sitting here and everybody else is eating dessert, but guess what? They're gonna feel like shit tomorrow and you're not. Why? Because you didn't indulge. You're gonna feel great that you did that. If you feel like you have to absolutely participate, go ahead and look through the menu. Sometimes menus now have a lighter fare menu for desserts, and some will have like a cheese spread or a fruit-based dessert. Those are good choices. That's high fat. Fruit's normally lower in sugar, so no harm done with that. Or if you don't like what they have, just take a small bite of what the entire table is eating. Okay, take a bite off of your friend's dessert. You don't have to eat the whole thing. Just take a nibble, and there's your piece. Chug water after that. Get out of there. Get yourself out of there. Okay? But when in doubt, always, always, always share your dessert. Whether you're with your loved one and you decide we're doing this because it's a special occasion, just make sure you share. You do not need all of that dessert by yourself. It's all sugar and fat, and you don't need that. Got it? Got it. Hey, Miss Ashley, you just missed my dessert stuff. All right, so getting back to the alcohol part of this, if you already ordered, let's say 1 to 2 beverages, alcoholic beverages, consider that your dessert. And why would we consider that dessert? Well, alcohol is going to be converted into sugar at the end of the day. Boom. Alcohol converts to sugar. That's your dessert. So, do not have alcohol and dessert. Oh my God, not good, okay? You are setting yourself up for a lot of, let's say, storage of fat midsection. Yes, we don't want that, okay? None of that. All right, so let's get to all right, any questions? Everybody's good? Hey, Mr. Charles. Hey, Mr. Charles.
Patty asked the question.
Patty, no, I answered it. She was telling me that she quit alcohol.
Oh, she was saying, what about if dinner is dessert?
Oh, I missed it. Patty had a great question that I missed. She said, what if dessert is dinner? Is that right? Well, you choose your battles. At the end of the day, know that sugar is going to increase your cortisol, and cortisol is that lovely little hormone that produces fat around our midsection, and we just don't need that as females. Now, if you know that you had such a great week and you had no sugar, like me, I'm on a 7-day streak, actually 8-day streak, go ahead and treat yourself, but treat yourself with quality. And when I say quality, you better go to a fine restaurant or to Cassis Bakery, because I am not going to tell you, oh yes, you can have a treat from Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme. No, why would you do that? Treat yourself with quality, not with trash like that. Make sure you know what's in it, and then there's no guilt behind it. So yes, you can treat yourself with desserts. Just make sure it's quality. Mr. Roundtree, how do you get rid of your freaking gut? Well, sir, it's going to be a combination of refraining from drinking a lot of booze, I'm not saying you are, and moderating your carb intake on a daily basis, okay? Ask some more specific questions like that. I love that. So we're going to get a little bit more specific into, say, you want to go into a deli shop or a sub shop or a cafe. I would say that we always want to look for either a chef salad or a Caesar salad. If it doesn't come with a protein, you can always ask for a protein. Normally every joint is going to carry some type of chicken or turkey or some type of ham. No, it's not going to be organic, grass-fed, or or nitrate-free, but if it's just a once-a-week thing, you can definitely get away with it. Time out with that. Ashley asked, what's carb cycling? Carb cycling, simply put, on your training days, you have some carbs. On your days of rest, you go low carb. And when I say low carb, you have lots of vegetables, lots of fibrous vegetables, anything green. Keep your protein at a moderate amount and increase your fat. So on your rest days, when you're inactive, keep your carbs down. On those heavy training days, go ahead and cycle in some good carbs, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, eggplant, anything that you want. I hope I answered your question. Yay, Miss Kimberly's here. Hello, Miss Kimberly. We're getting into our restaurant segment of delis, sub shops, and cafes. And we were talking about what to order there, and I was referring to ordering some salads. So always, again, like I referenced before, getting your dressing on the side, because you can easily ruin your good intentions with just the dressing. Again, they can pack a big punch of calories, and that's not what you need. So other toppings that you can ask for are either maybe boiled eggs, olives, avocado. Those will give you a little extra fat so you feel a little bit more satisfied. So again, any one of those places should have a salad of choice. And I know that, it's Wendy's. Wendy's has several good filling salads that you can just get a dressing on the side. Man, you're good to go. Subway too, you can always order a salad there versus a sub. You can pick and choose your vegetables. You can always get vinegar and oil on the side as well. So if you're hitting up a burger joint, Charles, listen in here, and anybody else who likes burgers, us included, my husband, number one, you're gonna skip the fries and the soda. Okay, that's number one. Number one. Maybe if they have sweet potato fries, but we'll talk about that. Because the fries and the soda are half the battle. That's 1,000 calories just seeing that right there in your fries and your soda. Oh my gosh, Kimberly, you just mixed our adult drink hacks. I'll get back to you, okay, so stay tuned. A lot of places you can order a burger without the bun. For instance, PDQ, BurgerFi, Burger Monger all have lettuce wrap options. Yes, they do. You can get your burger stuffed in a piece of lettuce. I know it sounds fabulous, but it's still going to taste damn good because the meat's good. You can have bacon, you can have avocado, you can have all the fixings. Just eliminate the bread component of that, so you keep it low carb. What about chicken joint? Say for instance PDQ or Chick-fil-A. Yum. Let's start with grilled, not fried. Chick-fil-A is one of the and PDQ are two of my favorite places as far as ordering grilled nuggets. That's easy, 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 easy. And you're definitely going to want to stay away from the barbecue sauces or the honey mustards. I know, Roger, if you're listening, stay away from the honey mustard. They're just going to be full of sugar. Full of sugar, full of sugar, full of sugar. Again, why ruin your good intentions with just a condiment? Also, by ordering the grilled chicken, you're eliminating the flour and the batter, and you're eliminating the vegetable oil that's coming from the fryer. So those are big, big, big wins. Big wins. I'd say that you can try to ask for just a plain mustard on the side. You'll be good to go. The ketchup's going to be pretty heavy on the sugar, so again, mustard, you're good to go. And if you're really, really, really hungry, I'd say let's maybe double down on the patty. I will reference my husband here, because here, if we're going to order a burger anywhere, and you'll see it on Facebook, Instagram, all of our little platforms, you will see him ordering double patty everything. And why does he do it? And it may sound crazy, but if you think about it, a restaurant or a fast food place is only going to serve you about 3 to 4 ounces of meat. And for a man, this is not enough. So Charles, you can do double patty, and that's okay, but avoid the bun. All right, it's totally fine to do double the amount of protein. I'll get it too sometimes if I know that I underate earlier. I'm going to load up on that second meal, which would be double patty. Again, that's only 6 to 8 ounces of meat. You can handle it if you didn't eat as much earlier in the day, so take that into consideration. If we're going Mexican, I'm not even going to talk about Taco Bell. That's not even an option, okay? But they do have a lighter menu now, so I guess I'll give him that. I'm referring to maybe Tijuana Flats, Chipotle, Moe's, anything like that. Husband saying hello from the outside. Let's try to stick to maybe burrito bowls. This includes carnitas, which is your pork, your steak, your chicken fajitas. All of those things will work because they're all proteins. I want you to load up on the peppers and the onions, and of course lettuce and spinach if it's available. We want to definitely stay away from the tortillas and the chips. Stay away. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Not even if you think to yourself, oh, I'm just going to have a few. Just a few. No, just don't do it. Don't do it. But what you can do, if it's a training day, maybe add some brown rice and black beans and make it more filling. And if it's a rest day, guess what? You grab that guacamole and you lather it up. You can have avocado all day. It's okay. It's good for you, okay? Don't be afraid to hold back, okay? And if you don't want the avocado, and if you don't have a dairy insensitivity, then I'd say sour cream's okay. So, good on that. If this is going to be your main meal, you're probably also going to want to ask for double protein or double veggies. I do double veggies all the time, and that gives me a much more satisfying feeling, and I'll be fuller for longer, so that's a good deal. So I'm going to go back to a little bit on alcohol just for Kimberly's sake, because she did ask about it. Guys, again, make wise choices when it comes to your alcohol. This can affect you not only that night, but the rest of your week. It just it opens a door to bad habits. For me, if I drink too much, I want to eat and eat and eat. Nothing shuts off, so your body thinks it's hungry. All of those signals are just stopping. Hey, Jeff. You're setting yourself up for disaster if you do not moderate your alcohol intake. I know I absolutely love drinking carbonated drinks. I forgot the name of it. Kimberly knows the name of it. It's one of these are new low-calorie, I'd say club soda plus vodka in cans. Kimberly, chime in if you know what I'm talking about. But they have maybe about a 7 to 8% alcohol content, but they're bubbly, so they keep you full. So your White Claw, that's it. White Claw, you can find them at your local Publix, and they come in a variety of flavors, and they're absolutely, absolutely perfect for those days on the boat or those days on the beach. You know, you need something refreshing. I'm not going to tell you to completely cut alcohol, but if you don't moderate it, it can lead to other potentially bad habits. And again, alcohol, too much alcohol consumption will leave you with this gut right here, just sitting here. All right, just forget about it. You will not see any progress. The alcohol stops the liver from doing what it's supposed to do. So just moderate. Drink water in between, okay? Hey, Miss Jackie. So we're going to get to how to recover if you've already had a bad weekend from eating out or eating at a friend's house. We all do it. You know, we all eat out. It's so normal. So if you already did some damage this past weekend, just listen up. So say you ate late, you drank too much, you ate things you shouldn't have eaten. So one easy remedy, and it costs absolutely nothing, is to fast. Well, what does that mean to fast? Okay, so you go to bed, you wake up in the morning. Do not go to the kitchen unless you're going to grab a glass of water or coffee. Glass of water or coffee. I want you to try to just limit what you're consuming to just liquids, which would be water, coffee, maybe a little stevia, because if you've overindulged, your digestion needs a break. Your body needs a break to process everything that you put into it. If you go into the kitchen, and I know most of us, this happens, we are starving the next morning. Starving. And why is that? Well, we are simply dehydrated, especially if you drank the night before. Alcohol is a diuretic. And you also have to remember the hours of sleep that you went without water. You are dehydrated. The first thing that you need to do is just chug the crap out of water. Chug it, chug it, chug it. Don't vomit. Don't drink too much, but just drink your little heart away, okay? Then, again, continue to fast until you are actually experiencing that hunger hormone, that like, wow, okay, I'm hungry now. So the first thing that we want to do as far as what to eat, if you know you did excess amount of carbs and sugar and dessert and whatnot, let's just lower your carb intake. Let's say healthy green salad and good quality protein, good healthy fats, check. Keep your carbs down, guys, and especially you may want to do that for maybe the next 1 to 2 days, only because if you did a lot of damage that night before, that's going to stay in your system for at least 3 days and your body's not going to recognize it. And so you may not weigh, I mean, it may not affect you on the scale that morning, but 3 days after, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. So don't let it catch up to you, and make sure that you're combating it right away. Just get on it. So fix it first by fasting as long as you can, and truly listen to your body here, because it will tell you when you're really hungry. Just make sure to hydrate in between then. Coffee's great, a little bit of stevia, unsweetened tea is okay, and then you go from there and you break your fast with greens and with protein and with good healthy fats. Kimberly asked how much water. I'd say that next day at least aim for a gallon of water, 100 ounces minimum. You should be chugging all day. Get everything out of your body, and water will aid that. So just drink as much as you can. Hey Mike, how you doing? So water, number one, is key. Fasting, again, fast as long as you can. You can also fast longer throughout the night as well. So if you feel like you only need 1 or 2 meals, you can stop eating like at 6 o'clock and just go through the night. Your body can survive, and it will not start eating at your muscle. So you'll be just fine. So after we've broken our fast with a lighter meal, I'd say, as far as food suggestions go, we want to load up those green leafy vegetables, all of those fibrous vegetables that will keep you full but are also so good for your guts in fighting inflammation. And I'm referring to those fancy greens like broccoli, spinach, Swiss chard, kale, arugula, bok choy, all of those beautiful greens that I absolutely adore. Most of you probably hate, but you get used to it. I know they sound so delicious. If you don't think that you can tolerate eating those greens like that without loading up the dressing, then why don't you try making a recovery shake? Ha! Yes, or a smoothie. So in this smoothie, the base of this should always be some type of non-dairy milk, so I'd say almond milk or coconut milk, both unsweetened, or you can always do water with ice. Then you're going to go ahead and add your greens in, and when I say greens, I'm referring to, again, those leafy greens, spinach, kale, cucumber, celery. All of these greens really have no flavor. Hi, Gwen. So you're not going to taste them. They're just going to give it volume, making you full, which is a good thing. So what other things you can add to it? A little bit of ginger. I love the kick of ginger, and it's got so many nutrients and properties to it that help fight inflammation as well. You can also add flax seeds or chia seeds. And to give it a little bit of sweetness, blueberries will go a long way. Blueberries are super rich in what they call flavonoids, which simply put, they're going to help fight inflammation. So you can have a super delicious green smoothie in the morning and it not taste like ass. Just try it, okay? Trust me, try it. Let's see, Jeff's chiming in, back to the water thing. Best advice have taken advantage of is to hydrate as soon as you wake up, 32 ounces before coffee. I'm so more focused that way. It hydrates the organs first. Absolutely. Jeff made a great point. Drink water before you have your coffee. I did mean to say that. Thanks for correcting me, Jeff. Coffee's a diuretic. You don't need to be dehydrated even more, so minimum 32 ounces of water is a good call before you have coffee. So thank you, Jeff. All right, so going back to that smoothie, break your fast with that smoothie, and I'd say you'll be set. You're gonna feel great. Your stomach's gonna feel so much better if you stop feeding it the nasty stuff like the processed carbs and the refined starches and things like that. It really needs a break, and you need to help fight the inflammation, the bloating, all of that, and all of those good things are gonna help you do that. What you can also do is pound the living crap out of what's called fermented foods. Now, some of you are familiar with this, some of you aren't. What's fermented foods? Well, the whole point of fermented foods, or at least the purpose and the benefit of fermented foods, is they're going to give you a healthy dose of the good bacteria that are going to help fight the bad bacteria that's sitting in your gut. And that's a good thing. And that bad bacteria is coming from the sugars and the excess carbs. So we definitely want to combat that. And it's also, the fermented foods are also going to help boost your immune system, because when we eat a lot of crap, you're more likely to get sick. Your immune system's going to shut down. So fermented foods, one of my absolute favorites, kombucha. This is now everywhere. You walk into a Publix, it's going to be in the, let's say, vegetable area, where the cold drinks are, where all the fruit juices are. Look for a kombucha. Make sure you look at the label, because some will have more calories than others, but at the end of the day, it's so good for you. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you pick a good flavor. My favorite is Gingerade, and they actually sell it at Costco. Huh, what do you know? Kombucha is so great. I love it as a snack. It is carbonated, so if you're not a carbonated beverage person, you may not enjoy it, but I believe some kombuchas aren't as carbonated as others. So give kombucha a shot. They've got great flavors. So in some places, local too, St. Pete, Tampa, they have it on tap. Yeah, on tap. Okay, try swapping beer for kombucha. Then that's a good time, right? Sauerkraut, pickles, not the bread and butter pickles, just regular pickles. Those two are great fermented foods. Who would have thought? I know. Get yourself a good hunk of meat, throw some sauerkraut on there. Boom! You got a gut-building protein platter. It's awesome. And I'd also say that there are some healthy fats that fall into this fermented group, which include coconut oil, walnuts, chia seeds, flax. All of those are great things. Again, you can add both the coconut oil or the walnuts into that super green smoothie that I was talking about earlier. And lastly, drink more water. Just drink more water, okay? So recover, drink water first thing in the AM. Do your coffee thing, drink more water. Fast as long as you can without going into a crash. Oh, kimchi. Yes, kimchi is a great fermented product. Not a lot of people like it, but it is available everywhere now. Add kimchi to everything, your salads. I eat it by the fork. That's what I like. Thank you for the input, Gwen. So again, water. Fast as long as you need to. Fasting is not going to hurt you. It's going to benefit you in so many ways. I'll have a whole separate podcast on intermittent fasting and what it can do for your body and your internal organs and your focus and everything else. And then choose wisely when it comes to your first meal. Break it with lots of leafy greens and vegetables, a good source of protein. Salmon also is highly rich in nutrients that are going to help fight inflammation, as well as your fermented foods, kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, pickles. And when I say pickles, one ingredient pickles, there shouldn't be excess sugar or anything like that. So that's and again, if you can't have the leafy green vegetables by themselves, put it in a smoothie. Base is almond milk or coconut milk. Get in, if you need, some coconut oil or walnuts too, and then add in your greens there and a little kick of sugar, which is the good sugar, I'd say is blueberries or maybe even an apple. I think that sounds like a delicious smoothie. Add some ginger too. Oh, so good, so good, so good. So Jeff had a comment. Last thing I'd love to hear is why For You can work for anyone, the one-on-one time. Jeff, you're great. Thanks for chiming in, Jeff. So our takeaway tips in regards to restaurants and eating out and just basically eating outside of your home. Never go starving. Do not roll up to the drive-thru. Do not walk into a restaurant. Do not go to the grocery store in a starved mode. That's not going to work for you at all, at all. So make sure you eat something before you go, specifically protein if you can. Hi, Miss Courtney. Try to order from the lighter or the gluten-free menu. Remember, you can always look at the menu ahead of time and see and check to see if there are any triggers for you, something that's going to set you off and you know you're going to be tempted by it and you absolutely love it. Choose another restaurant, okay? Yelp has great reviews on foods and stuff, so easy to access menus there. And again, every restaurant now should have a menu available online, so make sure you check out the menu before you go. It's always a helpful tip. And again, choose from the gluten-free menu if they do have it. When you do order your food, if it's a rest day for you and you've been inactive, you're going to swap those white carbs. Remember, the white pasta, the white rice, the white bread, all of the above, white potatoes, for steamed veggies or a side salad. And when you do order that salad, keep that dressing on the side, or you can order, ask for lemons or oil and vinegar on the side. You can always pack your own olive oil too. Also, make careful decisions with alcohol. They will lower your inhibitions and you will end up eating more, so just be mindful. Limit yourself to 1 to 2 drinks with water in between. Make smart choices. Again, vodka soda with lime, or even just a red wine, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon. Just keep it simple and remember how much you've already consumed, and maybe use the alcohol as your dessert. Or if you do order your dessert, always share. Sharing is caring. So that's all I got for now. Big topic, and hit me with your questions if you have any. Otherwise, we'll have our next live podcast coming to you in 2 weeks. I want to hear your feedback. If there's a specific area that you feel like you struggle in, you want to hear about it in greater depth, I'd love to hit on it. We appreciate you joining in. stay tuned for our actual podcast released episodes, and they should be coming out. The next one should be coming out next week. So, are we all good? Everybody had a happy Sunday. Again, get your meal prep on. Be prepared for your week. Get ahead of the game, and you're gonna have an awesome, awesome, awesome week, full of results, and just keep a positive mindset about everything. Okay? This is Nina. Happy to be your host for today, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Bye. Water.
You're still on.
Mm-hmm.